Hello, the listener. This is M. Solomon Enterprise. Continue to watch our videos to learn more about different circuits in the electrical trade test. In this lesson, you will learn about star or delta panel. The first thing you should know is the connection of a star and delta. So here we drew the connection of a star and a connection of a delta. So I'll start with the connection of a star. So this is the symbol of a star, and then in these two sketches, I'll show you the connection of a star. Right. If you can check the first symbol here, it has 3 windings, second winding and third winding. So this line, and it has also this line, which means this line, if you can check it, it goes to the middle point, and this middle point goes up, goes left, and goes right, which means this wire is connected to all these 3 points. Right now I'll name my windings. So from the first winding, which is this one, from the top it will be U1, from the bottom it will be U2, and the second winding from the bottom it will be V1 and V2. Third winding, from where it starts, it will be W1. Where it ends, it will be W2. Right now I've named my windings from this side. I'll name my 6 points from the 3-phase motor with my windings. Right. So I have U1, V1, W1, which means the ones are on the top and the twos must be on the bottom. Right. And from here we'll have U2, V2, W2. Right. Now I'm done. So I'll go back to this sketch right here. So from U1, that's where you'll connect live 1. And from V1, that's where you'll connect live 2. And W1, that's where you'll connect live 3. Right. Which means line 1 is connected to U1, line 2 V1, and line 3 W1. So what I've did in this sketch, I'll also do it in this sketch. So I set my line 1 with U1. U1 is here, which means this is line 1. And then V1 with line 2. V1 is here, which is line 2. And W1 with line 3. W1 is here, which is line 3. So from the top points, I'm done. Right now, I'll come to the end of the windings, which are connected to each other. But what about this line here? What is it for? So this conductor here is our neutral. So what does this mean if this conductor is the neutral conductor? So it means this neutral, it will go to U2, V2, and W2, which means U2, V2, and W2 are bridged together with the neutral conductor. So I'll bridge them together just like that. So this is the star connection and how the phases are connected, how the the windings are numbered, and how the neutral is bridged together. So what you did in the left hand side, it must correspond with what is in the right hand side. So I'm done with star connection. I'll go to delta connection. So this is the delta connection, triangle shape, and then I'll show you the connection of my delta. Right. So if you can see from this side, we have 3 windings, 1, 2, and 3. So I'll start by naming my windings. From the first winding, we'll have U1, from where it starts and where it ends is U2. And this winding, where it starts is V1, it ends V2. This one, where it starts W1, where it ends W2. So that's how it is. Right. So always from my top points are my ones, and bottom points will be my twos. So it will be U1, V1, W1, and from the bottom will be U2, V2, and W2. So if you can check from this connection, there are also windings in this connection. So which means in this connection, U1 is connected to W2, and then V1 to U2, and then W1 to V2. So what is in this connection must correspond with this connection in here. So from this point, these 3 points here in the corners, it means U1 and W2 are connected to each other here. V2 and U2 and V1 are connected to each other here, and then W1 and V2 are connected to each other here. So let's check if this sketch corresponds with this sketch. So U1 is connected with W2, U1 is connected with W2, U2 with V1, U2 with V1, and then V2 with W1, V2 with W1. So that's how it is. So right now my 2 sketches of delta corresponds with each other. Right, and right now I'll connect my faces. So from the top point, that's where it will be phase 1 or life 1, and the right point, it will be phase 2 or life 2, and left point, it will be phase 3 or life 3. So from this side, my faces will be connected. Life 1 will be connected in U1, life 2, V1, and life 3, W1. Right. So since we have the delta connection like this, and then when you do the delta connection from this side, since we have this connection for delta, you will also connect the wire from U1 to U2, V1 to V2, W1 to W2. So this connection of U1 to U2, it represents the winding from U1 to U2. V1 to U2, it represents this winding, and W1 to W2, it represents this winding. So which means this sketch corresponds with this sketch of delta connection. So right now we understand the connection of star and delta connection, which means right now I'll go to the panel wiring of star delta. Yes.